Hey everyone, it's Ricky here. In today's video, we're going to start going into how to make a Shopify store backend. Okay, so let's get into it. I do have a couple of quick things just to go through. So this will just be one of many videos that are very short, just to make a backend store. This is purely just a store I just made called Dropshipping Lifestyle. As you can see there, it's not going to be a proper store or anything. It's purely just to illustrate and demonstrate to you what I'll be doing. Two, again, hit over 100 subscribers. I'm really proud of that. And three, I have made a Facebook group. It's called Shopify Dropshipping Lifestyle. Completely free, open to public to join. I would love it if you join. I provide a lot of value and posting there regularly. There won't ever be courses or anything. A number of people have asked me about that. I don't plan to make a course because I think they're ridiculous. And if I ever did, anyway, so let's get into today's video. So this here is the back end of Shopify. A lot of people out there obviously want to learn more about Shopify and the back end. It is really easy when you get down to it. Today's video is just a general overview of how it works and how you can use it, okay? There isn't a huge amount to it at the end of the day. You will pick it up very quick. So here is this is just the front interface. It'll give you tips, things like that. Once it starts seeing data, sales, and that, it'll say, hey, we see that a lot of people that added this item also added this, so you might want to try and look at an upsell sequence to increase your average order value, various things along those lines. So all of this, though, you don't have to look at. You can customize it, etc. You can add your domain, but for the most part on this screen, you'll be mainly looking at this, which is the favorite part I like looking at, and I'm sure most people do: sales, orders, sessions, etc. Here on the right, you can see your channels. So you have your sales channels here, and this correlates to these. Okay, so you can have my store will be in Australian. So I am limited to the amount of channels I can have, but obviously I have Facebook, Instagram, Messenger. I don't use the buy button. Point of sale is if you actually are selling in person, and there's an app for the phone. You can do Amazon. But only if your store is in USD. I can transition the store to USD. It's very easy. Pinterest, eBay. I don't know what wholesale. I presume that just means wholesale. Never use that one. Never use that one. Never use BuzzFeed. Never use Kit. But you can see how all of these channels. I mean, you can push. A lot of people do eBay and a lot of people do Amazon, and they are very effective. But the main ones you want to start with that I do is Messenger, Instagram, and Facebook. So you just click the plus button. Prompt to install the channel. Actually, no, sorry, for Facebook Messenger just installs. Basically, then all you need to do is once you have a business manager as well as a page, once you connect to your Facebook account, you just log into your Facebook account. It'll pick up any pages bound to you. You just choose your relevant one that you made for the business, because what this does is that the most important part is that it connects to your store, so people can actually shop from Facebook to your store, and two, it pushes your catalog, which I use for dynamic product ads or DPA ads. Okay, so I'll go into that in further detail, but I just wanted to run through the sales channel. It's very simple, but install at least Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, and connect those up. It doesn't take long. Again, I will go through this down the line, but I wanted to start with a blanket template setup just to familiarize yourself with the default stuff in Shopify, because it is very powerful. The other part you want to go under is settings. Settings, I'll get to all this stuff shortly. But settings, you have your general. This is where you have your store time zone, your store metric system, etc., etc. You can change the formatting. I change the formatting. You can actually change the currency, so I put my stores in USD. It then opens up the other sales channels. If you have your payment gateways activated, you will have to deactivate them for the time being, change the currency and reactivate them. Okay? And this is why you use Stripe and PayPal, because they will convert it for you and you can still withdraw it. Shopify payments don't allow that. Okay, I'll explain that shortly. Okay, I'll show you this down the line, but you will need to do a little bit of modification here with the app called Best Currency Converter, which I explained yesterday. It's so that it will change the currency on your store, so that it helps with conversion. All right, so that's basically all you need to do there. The prefix is sale number. You can change it if you really want. I've never touched it. It's pointless. Taxes, you want to turn your taxes off by default. Being here in Australia, by default it says charge taxes, but you're starting out, you won't be paying taxes. But obviously, I would suggest speaking with your accountant first about that, because every country is different. Obviously, not being an accountant could be wrong, so make sure to consult with your financial advisor or accountant first. Okay, the sales channels again just correlates to this. So not really much to it. You can add your sales channels. It's purely just another area to manage, and you can delete them. You can see your products that are available on those channels. We don't have any products, but as that starts to get populated, you'll see the products all there. Okay, I don't really use this sales channel area much because I only use Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and Pinterest. Looking at using Amazon, but right now just happy where I am. Payment providers, again, sort of as I was outlining before. So you want to add a provider, or so you want to add a provider. Now here, by default, it will go Shopify payments, and they recommend it. It's got a lower credit card fee plus the transaction fee. You always have to pay that again. You can claim that back on tax as a business expense, but you will be paying that regardless. Okay? You get Apple Pay, Google Pay, all of that with it, but Shopify payments isn't as good as the other actual third-party ones. You may pay a little extra, but they are much better. Now you can see here, I can't see Stripe. It's because my store is in AUD. Stripe being a US company, you can only see it US. So that's why they changed the store to USD as well, and use Stripe because you can then accept Visa, MasterCard, all of those, all right? And it's really easy, good platform, great deal of support. It's pretty much the industry standard. And I think goes from 1.75% to 2% plus 30 cents. So it's a tiny, tiny difference, I believe. I may be wrong, but it's especially starting out, it's a minor difference. And for the benefits you get with Stripe, it's a small price to pay. Okay. PayPal, as I was saying yesterday as well, when you make PayPal, sorry, I still do have a little bit of a cold, so I need a drink. With PayPal, you want to make your PayPal business account from scratch. So just go type in Google PayPal business account, go through it and set it up as a business account from scratch. Okay, it doesn't cost anything. Okay, that costs nothing. It's the same as a personal one. It's just that when you make a personal one and transition to a business account, it is just a far harder migration. And so I just found that the easiest way is purely just to make a business account from scratch. Okay, just make it as a new email, preferably a business email. If you have a business email, that's what I would use. Okay, so it's something that business emails that I've always used are either info@domainname.com, hello@domainname.com, customer service@domainname.com, or support@domainname.com. One of those, I like info the most. So, info just sort of says, okay, it's about info, support. Yeah, it's up to you, of course. At the end of the day, as long as people have a channel to communicate with you about stuff, that's all that really matters. And having a business email helps with conversion rates and looks more professional. That's what people expect. Alternative payments now, I have used Afterpay before. Here in Australia, Afterpay is very good. A lot of people use it. It integrates very easily. But for you all starting out, you won't need it. But Afterpay is something that allows people to pay in multiple installments. So you get the money straight away, far higher transaction fee. It helps get more sales because people that otherwise couldn't afford it can get Afterpay. So you might pay more, but it's better to get the sale than not get the sale at all, right? So You have to sign up. It's a bit of a rigmarole. It depends on your country as well. In America, I'm sure there's other ones out there. I've just used Afterpay. That's the one that I've personally used. But you can use whichever you want. Okay, as long as it can integrate properly and the transactions are handled, that's all that matters. Manual payments. I've never actually looked at this. If you are from someone, if you're cash on delivery, COD, places like India and that, they do a lot of cash on delivery. We're not doing that, so ignore this, okay? And you want to, by default, it has manual. You want to set it automatically, okay? Authorize the payments. You can do manual, but there's no real benefit I've found. It gives you a bit more control, but honestly, the Stripe and PayPal are such good transaction platforms anyway. You won't really have issues that you have are just inevitable issues that happen with time, okay? My issues like, people getting gift cards. Gift cards are really handy. Huge deal. It is something I'm looking more into, because I look at building brand stores rather than just a store. General stores you can build into a brand, but for me, I think that they definitely work, and I can make them work. But I just like brand because it's a bit more specific, and you're building something and you feel like a more long term. Whereas on a general, you're constantly looking for the next thing. Whereas on a brand, you're building something that is the next thing for yourself. Okay, so it might take longer, but it will get there. Okay, so that's why I prefer that. And gift cards you can make very easy, as you can see. You can do it all just there, and you can, so that someone can give their friend a gift card to your store, and you get a sale. Just a simple way to get some extra money. Okay. Originally, gift cards actually weren't available for the base plan of $29 a month, but they have now made that a blanket setup across the board, which is really cool, and really helpful. All right, so because it's 29, I believe 79, and then 199 or something. All of you will start with 29. Most of the time, you only really need to go to the 79, because you get the extra features of having more staff and that. But obviously, if your business is absolutely booming, then the highest one is obviously where you'd be at. Accounts, here is, you can see here that I just made it under my affiliate link, blah, blah, blah. You can see I can have 15 staff accounts because this store is made as a sort of development store, that's why. Okay, but generally you'll have two accounts available there. Google Apps, I don't ever use that. You add stuff from here. You have full control. Okay, it's really one of the cool things that's good about Shopify is you can add someone in. John Smith, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, blah, and you can lock down what they have access to. So if you want to get a developer and you only want them access to your theme, then you lock it down to that. If you want someone to do order fulfillment, and you want them to have access to your orders and apps, you can lock it down to that. So you have all that control. It's very easy. Once you send them an invite as well and they've accepted, you can always change it after the fact. It's very simple to manage. Okay, and that's one of the good things that's really good about Shopify. It gives you a lot of control, very easy to use. Okay, so that's part of the reason that I really like the platform. So that sort of just explains that. Again, to be honest, a lot of it's self-explanatory. You can see reports correlates to analytics, and then there's reports. So you can do all of that. So we'll get into that shortly. Checkout is another important one. A lot of people overlook the checkout. I've had a lot of people ask me, can I review their store? And I plan to do a video on that very soon. I just wanted to start with this, and then start reviewing stores. I have a lot of videos in mind. I only want to do one a day, because I do have other things on. So I do apologise if I take a while to reply, but I do my best. Okay. So a lot of this you want to leave as default. Customer accounts you want to leave disabled. Honestly, you can go optional. I don't go required, definitely not required, but optional. I've generally gone disabled. When you want to probably go optional more is as you're really starting to see traction with the brand. So that's why with the stores that I manage, um, I am looking at making it optional, and providing incentives to people. There's apps out there with reward programs that are really helpful to incentivize people to buy more. And that's what you want to look at down the line as well. Um, so I do this. I don't use you can check out using either phone number or email. I don't know if that hurts conversions. Personally, I found it doesn't. The reason is that like because if you get their number, what are you supposed to do with that? You know, you're somewhere halfway around the world. I think it makes it difficult for communication. They'll then message you. I've got it a lot of times. They then message you, and you don't know who the hell they are because you don't have their email. And they're like, "Why haven't I received updates?" Well, you didn't give us your email, so give us your freaking email. So that's why I just do that. It saves a lot of headache. It might cost a couple of sales, but honestly, how many people do you know, regardless of age, that don't have some email address nowadays? Okay, it's very few and far between, and the people that don't probably aren't going to shop online. Let's be honest. So it's very few people. Because anyone can make Hotmail, anyone can make a Gmail, anyone can make Yahoo, the internet service provider one, whatever. There's literally everyone can have an email. There's no reason why they can't have an email. All right. So they can check out using email. I tick that. Customers can choose to add a phone number or email to receive shipping updates. So it'll come through like that too. I use AfterShip as well, so it gives them even more communication. You want to flood them, not in a bad way, but you want to essentially flood them because the more information they have, the less likely they are to be a pain in the ass. I go require first and last name. It just makes it. I mean, people expect it, honestly. Some say that by having last name means one less field, but honestly, I think that's an absolute load of shit. First and last name. How many websites have you gone on where they ask for first and last name again? Just common standard setup now. All right. So just first and last name. Company name hidden. Don't need it. Their address line 2 optional. Again, I always leave that. Their shipping address, phone number, I leave as hidden. Don't need it. Very important that when a customer is checking out, that this is ticked, so is their billing address. And also this is a cool feature that Shopify brought in probably about less than 6 months or something ago. There used to be an actual hack for it to get around it because it wasn't in there, which was a pain. But it now integrates with Google Maps, so it helps auto-complete their address. Obviously, sometimes it's going to be somewhat wrong, but it does help with putting a more accurate address in, as well as just saves them time. So more likely for them to actually put that in and save a little bit of time. Putting in an address can take a while, and so you help them integrate with Google Maps, and it's completely free. I used to have to pay in app, which was it was 1 cent per order for it to integrate with Google Maps, and it was 1 cent, not much, but now it's all integrated with Shopify. That business, I think, just so this here is an interesting one. So this here comes under a number of variables. The reason I say that is the GDPR, which for the life of me I can never remember what it stands for. But this here is important to remember if you're targeting worldwide outside into the European region. As some of you may have been aware, obviously with changes going on about privacy and that across the world, in Europe now websites are required to advise customers that their information is not going to be used for promotional material and they don't have to opt in for it. Okay, so it's important that you do that. So by default, the customer doesn't agree to receive promotional emails. It is a pain in the ass. It does kill some conversions because now you're not getting their emails, so you can't remarket to them from your email service provider. And like for your abandoned checkouts, abandoned carts, and so you try and capture it at other points along the line. Okay, so if you're starting out in the US marketing, US, Australia, Canada, when you go to UK, obviously it's part of the Australia part of Europe. Anyway, but to save yourself any potential headache, just do that. Let's be honest though, it's a small store, no one's ever going to really notice. There's a lot of illegal shit that goes on that never gets caught because any Tom, Dick, and Harry now can make a website, all right? So, but start with that just to be safe. And let's be honest, if you have a good product, good store anyway, this isn't going to be something that's going to kill your store. Okay, so I have that like that on my store because I target Europe. So just leave that off, okay? You'll be fine. Leave that as do not automatically fulfill the order. Automatically archive the order once it's been fulfilled and paid, which means once you're drop shipping through Oglo or Dropify, again, I recommend Dropify, and you get the tracking number, it fulfills the order, the customer gets the email with the tracking number, then they'll get the tracking updates, it then fulfills it in Shopify. It says, okay, this order is done, this customer has, the order has been shipped. Okay, that's all that is. Additional scripts, I only do this for one thing, and that's, well, two, if you're using Yotpo, it has an awesome script. But the other one is Trackify. It has a ninja script, is what they call it. It helps with your pixel fires, and it has its unique code that's generated for your store that you just copy and paste into there. Okay, and it just helps with monitoring your tracking of orders. Okay, because it's very important as you start scaling. Facebook doesn't attribute a lot of sales. Like I've been getting a lot of sales recently, and a lot of them haven't been attributing. It does make it hard at times, but that's just the way it is. I am looking into a Google Analytics method to try and get a bit better of an understanding of my audience demographic. Yeah, so that's just something that I'm progressively working at. Google Analytics is a beast and a half. One of the cool other things is you have your abandoned cart emails. You can do this if you aren't comfortable with doing an abandoned cart. If you don't want to use an email service provider straight away, I would recommend email service provider. I will show you how that works. So I untick this, okay, because the default one is crap. Shopify has templates for this and they're crap. So you leave the language as English. Here as well, this is very important. A lot of people forget this. You want to go just generate these. And let's just get some. So these will show up on checkout so people see these as interactive links that they can actually click. Again, 99% of people won't click them. How often do you look at this type of stuff? I know I don't. But having it there is a subconscious thing that they have them, they're legit. Okay. So, and then what we do, and I'll show you this down the line, you copy and paste this text purely into a page and put it on your storefront. So it's shown there too. It helps with Google ranking, Google SEO, store authority. People expect to see that stuff. You go to any footer on a website and you will see private policy, all of that type of stuff. Okay, so you do it. As I said, 99% of people won't look at it, but having it there just adds a little bit of a subconscious or bit of authority to it. Okay, so we'll go into this further down the line, all right? But I wanted to at least show you that's what you do there. This is where I was saying the notifications are the emails. So these are the default emails that people will receive for different trigger events. So this here is, thank you for your purchase, blah, blah, blah. Here you go, this is all your info. You can modify this. Cool thing with Klaviyo is it has templates. You can modify all of this. It is something that I work on my stores because it just adds a bit of brand. Rather than having that, you have your actual logo. You can modify it. It just looks nicer. Now and you can do this to all of them if you want to spend hours upon hours. But basically, the ones that I change is the shipping confirmation. I change it so that I have an upsell, so that this says, well, thank you for your order. Your shipping time is expected like this. Your actual receipt will arrive in your mailbox in the next 2 minutes. Because in this you can't do upsells, it's just a template. There's a piece of software called Conversio I told you about in the previous video, yesterday's video in fact, that we can do an upsell in there, and that's free money. So for something that takes 20 minutes to do or unlimited potential, why would I not do it? Okay, so you can change all of these. You don't need coding language. That's what's called the Klaviyo. It's got a really cool little builder on how to do that as well. Okay, so I did learn that from another YouTuber as well. Just a cool little way to make some extra little money and advise your customers a bit more as well throughout the journey. Okay, and then the other one is shipping out for delivery. So this is where you also can say you're blah blah. Here's tracking. So what will happen when Shopify no below send the order is that it will dynamically push that your unique after ship URL with tracking number to the customer. Say click that and it's for them. It's very personal. Stops a lot of confusion. Stops a lot of issues. Okay, and that's why I use that way. It takes a little bit of time again to set up, but you don't need a coding background, and you'll be fine. All right, so. That's pretty much it to that. As I said, over time, I can guarantee you 98% of stores never touch these. Never touch them. And you don't have to. But it's money. Why would you not? Billing is just where you get billed monthly for your monthly bill. So pretty self-explanatory. Shipping is a cool one. So again, shipping from wherever. By default, it'll put in all this stuff. We don't use these at all. You don't need those. Your packages, saved packages, is again, I don't use that. What you want is I run free shipping. Okay, so I go edit. I delete the default ones that it puts there. And so then I can make one simple shipping method. Shipping zone. Customers don't see this. This is purely for you. Add countries, rest of the world. Price-based shipping, so they do see this name. So I go free shipping with tracking. Don't put a bracket on the end by default. It puts a bracket on the end already by default, so it'll have 2 brackets otherwise. So just put 1 and it'll see free shipping with tracking in brackets. And you just leave that and you literally tick that and done. So now on any order, it's free shipping. And it's a big incentive. There's an add-on called the free shipping bar by Hexton. It just helps with telling them they get free shipping from the get-go. You can use it in your ads, like for a limited time only today, get 50% off plus free shipping. Get yours today, arrow, bit.ly URL. And it's a way of subtly, you can make more money from shipping if you want to charge shipping. But I don't, because I like to use it as a marketing incentive. There's a lot of competition out there with Shopify stores, especially dropshipping, so you have to try and you just incorporate the shipping into the price, honestly. Files is files you upload, your unique graphics, your trust badges, things like that. Again, very self-explanatory. Once you upload one, it'll just stay in there and you can link to it. It's pretty straightforward. That don't need to explain it much. Orders, here you can create an order. Once you get an order in, you'll see that this whole screen will change. You'll see the customer's order. You'll see the order number. It'll start with 1001 because that's the prefix, the customer name, the amount, all of that. And you can go into it and you can look at the specific info, okay? Where they converted from, how long was their conversion, all of that. It's really all at a glance. There's not much I need to explain with the orders. You just as long as you get your order. Draft order is if you want to make a draft order for yourself. I usually use this for testing, but basically you won't be doing this all that much. It's pretty much the main ones you'll be looking at is all orders and abandoned checkouts. So I hate abandoned checkouts. And because what it is that someone gets all the way to checkout for whatever reason, their phone could have died, they've changed their mind, their baby might be needing attention, work may have called, who knows, and their checkout, their sale didn't go through. And that's why remarketing is important. That's why I use DPA ads. I like to keep it simple. I like to have a bit of a life outside of doing this as well, as much as I love it. You know, the whole point of this is not to be rich, it's to be time rich. Okay? So, well, that's my opinion. You may be different. Okay, that sort of gives you an overview. Products is once you start importing products, don't click add product and import it from here, especially if you're dropshipping. If you have your own product range, this is where you will do it. Okay, so if we go add product, t-shirt, upload some files. This is where you can do your tags. You know how I talked to you about tags with collections? So again, see how we've got collections there. I'll show you momentarily. This product, if I put the word tag, I'm just going to leave the dash out and I'll just put that. Put the price as $10. Charge, no, just untick that. The SKU, the stock, 100. Weight, you don't have to worry about that because again, it's going to be free shipping. You can add variants of the shirt. So if you have multiple sizes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all separated by commas. And you can change the prices. The SEO, this is where you'll probably want to outsource to someone because this means that when someone sees this is the metadata. So, this amazing t-shirt, etc., and the URL parameter, okay? That's pretty much all there is to it. Again, it's very self-explanatory. Product type and vendor, don't even worry about it, let's be honest. Sales channels, again, will show what we see on the side there, okay? So this is if you want to push that product to that sales channel to make it an option for someone to buy from. All right, that's all there is to that. And then you go save. First product. So if we go view, anyway, so if you did, you would see that there. But basically now we have a product. You can see the screen change. Very straightforward. You can import and export products if you want. Again, that's more for stores that run their own products. For us, we don't really need that. I wouldn't be worried about it. Transfers and inventory. Don't worry about it for dropshipping, not relevant. Gift cards, again, relevant if you're building a brand store. Obviously, if you're building a general store and it's becoming a branded general store, yeah. Collections. So this is where you add a collection, and I'll show you how easy it is. So if we call this t-shirt collection, you don't have to put a description in. The image just helps with SEO with the alt tag. Again, you've got your SEO down here. And see how if I put, we've got the tag, it'll automatically associate this tag. So once I say this collection, straight away see this t-shirt. Any product with the tag t-shirt, your product can have multiple tags if you want to bind to multiple collections too. It doesn't have to be bound to one. If some product, whatever reason, is relevant to 3 different collections you have, put in the tags that are relevant to that. And just set up your collection so that they have automatic tagging. You can add multiple conditions as well. It's basically just a filter option. That's all it is. Same with Facebook, filter options. Gift cards, self-explanatory. You make a gift card. Not much to that. Customers, once you see your customers come in, a customer is defined as someone obviously who buys, as well as someone who provides you their email. Okay, so they're a customer. There's someone that are interested in your store, so they're a customer. Okay, you can import customers, never done it. I can only imagine you would ever do that if you have another store and you're making a new store. Analytics is where you start to see, your conversion rate. Oh, I had 1 session today. I wonder who that was. You can see your total sales. You can see the month. You can change the date. See how your store's performing. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it trending? Whatever. You can see your conversion rate. Conversion rate is very important to at least look at. What you're looking for with a general store is a 1 to 2%. Branded store, you're looking at 2 to 3%. because branded. That's why I like branded as well. They're more likely to convert. General though, if you can find, let's be honest, if you can find the right product on a general store to market, that I've seen people make an absolute killing. Okay, it's not saying it doesn't work, just not my method of teaching. Okay, it's not my method of doing it. So I sit on average about 3.6 to 4%, which I'm really happy with. And that's based off 100 people. So for every 100 people, if you're getting 1 or 2%, that means 1 to 2 sales. Simple mathematics. And you just have a look at all those reports. They're all very self-explanatory. I don't need to explain it much. Sales over time, again, you can look at all of this data. Live view, you can actually see people that are live on your store and buying. Okay, it's a really cool feature. There's a guy called Ezra Firestone. I remember watching actually one of his videos, and it was on Black Friday. Black Friday or Cyber Monday? One of the two. And he is one of the biggest e-com guys out there. A million times better than I would ever hope to be. But I was just watching it and he just had a live video of just flash, 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 flash. You know, on that day alone, he made, I think it was $290,000 in sales. What the hell? So, I mean, good on for him, obviously. But, you know, that's just what people sit here and just like to look at it because it is satisfying. It's cool because you work hard for it. Your discounts, I'll just run through discounts. Discounts are, you know, I'll show you this in greater detail. I use like Save 10% off. I just go one per customer. You can limit it. You can do all of this again up to you for specific products, collections. It depends on how you're marketing. Really, you know, it's completely up to you. I like to keep it pretty general, so I just go 10%. My exit intent, remarketing 20%. You know, like save 20. And you just you can set an end date again. End date is for if you're marketing 48 hours, use this discount code, and it'll automatically expire. Okay, so people can't just use it. I have had sales, probably might have seen a couple of days ago, where I lost 150 revenue because I didn't turn a discount code off 100% off, which was stupid. So we go save discount. You know, you can promote it, but you never really promote it, you just copy it. So the discount code title is also the actual discount code that they put in for the discount. They put that in at checkout, okay? They put that in at checkout. And there's some hacks for this as well. Apps will be a whole lesson because it takes a long time. And frankly, I don't have the time to do a whole one on that today. So that will be another one. This is here where you install your themes and manage it. You can change your, again, I'll go into further detail down the line. You can preview it, rename it. That's just the actual name being debuted to test one. Duplicate it for backups if you're doing modifications. Download it even. Edit the code if you have a developer or if you know how to do it yourself. You can change the language. Language is a very ambiguous word, but it means that you can actually change a lot of the wording. And you can upload your own theme. So if you're using Shopify Booster or some paid theme, you can actually upload it. Okay, so but if you buy from the Shopify theme store, there are a number of paid themes and they will just download automatically. Okay. So we won't go into that today. I just wanted to run through that. Blog posts. I mean, if you're building a brand, you want to do a blog post. This is something I'm looking into more. Adds more authority again, as well as helps with SEO ranking. Blog posts are very important. If you're helping to teach someone something, and you show them where to go to get it, you can say, go here, and then we'll incline, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm after, and then we'll incline to buy. But basically, that's all a blog post is. Pages, where you spend a bit of time, this is where you copy the text from the checkout, terms of service, privacy policy, refund policy, shipping and delivery, your tracking page, FAQ page, about us page, contact us page, and you can do it all in here. It's just a page, and it will automatically bind to your domain name, followed by the name of the page, and that's all there is to it. It helps with SEO, as you can see here, as well as it builds authority. It helps your customers to buy because Navigation is your navigation footer and menu. So this is here. They updated this a lot. Change this to shop now. I always put shop now. And then underneath it, you can add other collections. Collections underneath it. So when they go shop now, they see the drop down menu of collections, gadgets, adventure wear, stuff like that. Okay, so basically that's basically how that works. Pretty much in a nutshell. The title really doesn't matter. That can be anything no one sees that, right? It's just about this is what customers will see. Domains is where you import your domain. You can actually buy a domain from Shopify. I don't recommend it. I recommend, as I said yesterday, iPage. Use iPage, import it, contact their live support to put in your DNS entries. There's an IP address and an a name record that's needed. That's it. And then your store's connected. It'll show connected status. And then you just change primary domain to your actual board domain. That's it. I see a lot of stores out there with their store name .myshopify.com, and frankly, I'm sure they still get sales, but it's absolute hogwash. If you're wanting to build a brand, build a business, you buy a $10 domain, whatever. You buy that domain. Okay. Some people either don't know or they're cheap, and if you don't know or you're cheap, well then you're not really taking this very serious. And if you don't know and you're cheap, well then I don't know why you're doing this. Preferences here is more for SEO. This part, so store name, and then you put free shipping. Amazing products, free shipping. And then you put it blah blah blah. And again, if you outsource your SEO, this is where you start to rank yourself higher in Google. You have your back end SEO, your backlinks, and it helps drive your business and get more sales. Your Google Analytics is once you have a Google Analytics account, you get a tracking code, and you put this in here. And this is actually a requirement. Part of the reason is to do your checkout hack. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're using conversion checkout hack. But this also allows you to track on a more granular basis, age, gender, device. Like you can see what provider they're with, like phone providers. Insane. You can see what type of phone they're on. It's just absolutely ridiculous. That's why I love data. You can see you're not now. We're in this day and age where you're making data-driven decisions rather than more assumptions. Really, that's why a lot of businesses fail. I've seen it many times. Is that they're not looking at the data. Sometimes the data doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% correct. It really helps give you an idea. Okay, so never, ever put down the importance of the data. Pixel. This is here. Once you have a business manager, you make a pixel. That's where all your data is stored for your marketing, remarketing. Very important. So you copy the code in there. It's just a code. It's like a 15-digit number. Put that in there and done. When you use Trackify, you take it out because you put it in Trackify, and Trackify does it all for you. Okay, so my stores, I have it in Trackify to manage all of that because otherwise you will get conflicting things. Store is I didn't know that. So your store will be locked by default. So you just need to unlock it. And I didn't know this must be a recent feature. You can enable Google reCAPTCHA. I don't know if I will enable that. That stops spam, and that I don't really get much spam. It does add a bit of authority, but it can put people off. So I think at this stage I'll leave that off. But I didn't know about that. But as you can see, that sort of gives you an overview of Shopify. Okay, I wanted to give an overview. I'll make another video about this in a couple of days. Tomorrow's video will be about something else, still yet to fully decide. I'm going to start reviewing people's stores, Been getting a lot of questions. I want to make a video on all the different terminology for Facebook marketing, so it's crystal clear to you all. Okay. So that's pretty much it from today's video. Drop a like, drop a comment below. I really want to get some more likes, comments. I really want to help you all. Again, if you can comment below if you liked the video, and also comment below what you'd like to see in the future. Okay, I'm really trying to make videos that are what you want to see. I release videos every day. As you can see, I'm starting to make videos around Shopify to show you that. As you can see, it's very easy. So interact with me. Join my Facebook group. There's a link in the description below. Shopify Dropshipping Lifestyle. And we can talk in there as well. I'm a very open, friendly person. But until tomorrow's video, I'll talk to you then. Thank you very much and goodbye.